Most people think that snow makes landscape photography easy because it hides the mess. They see a white background and think that's a clean shot. But they are wrong. Snow doesn't just hide things, it adds something. It adds a weight. In my last video, I talked about why silence is the most important thing in a photo. I told you it wasn't just about an empty frame, but about a feeling. Today, it has finally snowed here in the mountains, and I want to show you what that silence actually looks like when you can touch it. If you have been struggling to make your photos real or deep, maybe you have been looking at the snow all wrong. I am just a simple mountain boy and I definitely don't have all the answers, but I do know how this place feels. So let me show you what I mean. I have been waiting many weeks for this. When you live up here, you learn that snow isn't just weather, it is a transformation. Usually, I have to work very hard to find this kind of silence. I have to fight through all the noise of the forest, the brown leaves, the tangled branches, the busy colors of the earth. But this time it is different. The weather and the mountain are doing all the work for me. The snow has been falling so thick that it has erased everything that doesn't matter. It's like a giant blanket being laid over the world. But it doesn't feel empty. It feels heavy. You can hear it, can't you? That muffled sound where even your own footsteps feel like they belong to someone else. This is the weight I was talking about. This is the silence that has a physical presence. I'll be honest with you. Years ago, I used to love that kind of weather, but for all the wrong reasons. I would go out looking for that perfect tree shot. I wanted my image to look like a painting. I wanted this black line against a white backdrop. I wanted the landscape to be simple. I was trying to fit it inside that little box that would define the perfect shot for me. I thought that this was fine art. But the more time I spend out here, the more I realize that minimalism isn't a style. It's not a trick you do with your camera. It's a state of mind. It's how you feel when the world stops shouting at you. Look at the woods around me. They aren't clean. There are dark branches everywhere and the fog is messy. But it is quiet. My internal endotopia, that quiet place I have inside me, finally matches what I'm seeing with my eyes. Nature isn't giving me a pretty picture. It is giving me a mirror. And in that mirror, it is showing me that the silence I carry inside is actually real. So, how do I photograph this? Well, I don't look for subjects anymore. I just look for the weight. Most people would tell you to make the snow look bright and white, have contrast, overexpose, high-key everything. They want it to look pure. But that's not how it feels to be here. To me, the snow feels cold and heavy, so I underexpose. I want to keep that weight inside the shadows of the image. I want you to feel the thickness and the heaviness of the air around me when you look at the print. When nature does the work by removing the colors and the distractions, it leaves us with the bones of the world. You start to notice the way a branch leans under the pressure. You notice the way the fog hides the distance. I am not trying to take an important photo. I am trying to capture a moment of recognition. I am standing here, the mountain is quiet, and I am quiet. If I can get even a small piece of that feeling back home with me, then the day is a success. People often tell me that my work looks lonely, and maybe it is. But in the mountains, loneliness isn't a bad thing. It is a truth. When the snow falls like this, you realize how small you are. You realize that the world doesn't need your creative vision. It was beautiful way before I even got here, and it will still be beautiful after I leave this place. That's why I don't call myself an intellectual or a big artist. I'm just a boy with a camera. I'm just a witness of this beautiful world. If I've learned something from the weight of silence, is that we need to stop being so loud. We need to let the landscape speak for itself. And in these snowy days, the landscape is speaking very clearly. It is saying that even in the cold, even in the empty whiteout, there is a lot of life. You just have to be quiet enough to see it. That snow will probably melt soon, but the feeling of weight, that stays. So go out when the weather is bad, when the world is gray. Don't look for that perfect shape, just look for the silence. Thank you for being here with me today as always, and I will see you on the next one. Keep it simple.